welcome. Please forgive the t-shirt. I've been doing some clearing up today and needed a scruffier one. It's just a Warhammer 40,000 Salamanders one. So, because I have been demilitarising my Vulcan piece there, but that's a piece of genuine Avro Vulcan bomber. You know, it's kind of cool to own one of those. Piece of that. Own one of those. Yeah, it's a week by week magazine. You know, you sort of collect them up and over 500 years at £5 an issue you finally build yourself a Vulcan. Anyway, oh dear, he's lost it so early into the video. But no, hello, it's been a bit of a drought. It's been the first weekend I've not had a train video for you folks for a while, and I thought, you know, in that case, let's sit down and make one. Now, I was going to make this earlier, but I'm actually glad I didn't, and we'll go into a little bit why in a second. Nothing bad, just it had been jumping the gun. And yeah, so where to start? Well, obviously, the last video, Moderator-wise, was my Bachmann mainline Hunslet Charles that arrived. Lovely engine. I had a wonderful time at Statfold, obviously, with Greg and Rachel as well after that. And Bridget arrived as well, the War Department Loco, which is in the box there. The Baldwin 460 narrow gauge one. And yeah, I didn't use them much. I actually found I was using the double track N-gauge loop more with mainline engines on it. And so I thought, oh, I'll be doing pure 009 now, and yeah, it doesn't seem to work that way out. I explained it to Greg in the way of I seem to suffer from FOMO, which of course is the fear of missing out. So yeah, so I'll be obviously doing 009 layout with him, the First World War layout, which I'm really looking forward to. I'm looking forward to hashing out some more ideas about it with him at some point, because I've got another idea there. So Greg, if you watch this before I see you on Sunday, because I'm going to the big show at the NEC, the new show at the NEC. Meeting him there. Anyhow, then yeah, I've got an idea. So I want to run it past you, see what you think. But yeah, so I wanted to do something mainline, and now for a change I want to do nothing Great Western. And I say for a change, it's because I want to change. I want something fresh, want something new. And I was trying to decide what, and I've been trying out all over the weekend, been trying out various locos, rolling stock, locos with bits of paper white tacked to the side so it could pretend to be another engine, you know, GER, I've got SENCR and Great Eastern Railway, you know, letters written out, which one went on Hollybank number 3, which of course is a blue engine, and the other one went on the Cursed Steward Victory, because it was dark green. That was the closest I had with the Southeastern Chatham engine. And it's just been about trying out different things. And I thought I had a decision earlier on, and actually it does still correlate as a decision, because I'm still going to be doing something with these, and I think it actually plays into the layout I've finally come with, because the layout track plan is in my head already there. There's one point I'm not entirely happy with, or turn out if you're the rest of the world, but there's one I'm not entirely happy with. It's a bit tight. For those of you who know your trick C-track, Martin C-track, it's the shorter points that don't need the extra bits to give space, but it really is an angle. I'm not sure if I'm entirely happy with that one. It's a bigger one, but I don't think the bigger one's going to fit in the same space. I will take you over to the layout shortly to show you what I've got laid out, but I have been playing with it an awful lot. I've also been using Train Sim as a tool to help that play experience. And I'd actually settled on, or I thought I'd settled on, the LMS. I've got 2 Stania coaches here. I've got a brake van on order with rails. I've had it on order for a little while now. He says, no, I haven't told him today. 15 quid though, so that's going to be fine. I've got a coal tank. I want to get a Fairburn tank of the current livery they're doing, back when they're doing on that. As I had a Fairburn before, and I kind of need to replace that one. It's a bit like my Green Arrow. For those who don't know, Green Arrow and the Fairburn were both gifts to me. I traditionally don't sell gifts, but I lived beyond my means at one point, and I had to. So correcting past mistakes, I've already got Green Arrow back, and the Fairburn isn't the same livery, but it is a Fairburn tank, so it works out in my head that way. So yes, and I've got an idea they can do transfers this. So yeah, so I'll go LMS, Broomfield, brilliant, it's all local, and I got my couple of books out on Nuneaton and that, and this is the same for both layouts actually. And so the idea is we have the Stocking Forward branch, and then we have the bit of the Mineral Railway up to Althea Colliery, which if you've been watching me for a number of years, you know I banged on about the fact that the colliery just up there. But also there's G's Quarry just over that way, and a brickwork siding literally around here. So 3 industries: brick, stone and coal, as well as farmland, you know, as well. So it's 4 industries technically, and then there's all the usual things that a village and that would have. So yeah, so I was thinking, well, a station down here would be quite feasible, because you've got the brickworks one side and everything. It's on the line to Anstey Hall, and you've got Chapel End, Hartshill and that, and Galley Common all quite close to each other. The stations could all sort of serve that area with a good shed and everything like that. So you know, it's been supported by 3 industries at least, so 3 big industries plus the farming. I don't know how big farming played into that sort of railway, but you know, there's three major industries going on, Industrial Revolution wise, and that supports the line to my mind. So cool. Now, for those who don't know, Nuneaton was London North Western territory. This is Midland Railway, and you know, that's fine. I'm sort of a bit with both the Midland and the London North Western these days. The London North Western, I was actually bonkers on any recently, but yeah, learn about their operating practices, so I'll go off them a little bit. Well, I have, but anyway. So, but I don't mind using their logos. I like the logo designs. They don't represent it's not their fault, the operating practices, is it? So obviously I've been operating my coal tank, which has an X18 decoder in it, so that's been brilliant. Been playing with that to heart's content. And I had an idea, and I thought about it, and I thought, and I sort of went, I want things to have DCC sound in them eventually. So I don't really care if the whistle's on those, I don't know. But actually, having a chance to chat it verbally with Gary, hearing it out loud made me go, do you know what, actually I really like that idea. That's the one for me. So this is what we're going with. So for those who don't know, the Keighley Valley Railway is in the heart of, well, not the heart as such, but it's in Great Northern Territory. The preserved Keighley Valley Railway was in Great Northern Railway Territory when it was built, or you could say, you know, the northeastern nearby as well. It's LNER. It should be an LNER strong copy. Obviously, for those who've been, it's very clearly Midland. It's LMS, and that's because the local, as far as I'm saying, if I remember right, the local authorities, local businesses, and that invited the Midland to come and build the line because they didn't want the Great Northern. So I thought, oh, how fun would it be if this Midland line here that went into Leicestershire, because of course this will all match up in a minute. There is basis for this, I feel. Not that it has to be. I mean, it's my railway. I could run a Union Pacific big boy on here because I wanted to. If I wanted to, I wouldn't have much running on it, but mind you, but you know, the point stands. But there is some justification for this. There's well some I can sort of think, what about if the reverse happened here? So obviously the Midland had that, and not the Great Northern, but the Great Central. Also being the localist part of the LNER constituents, gained this line and they kept it running into to the BR period, really. I'm set on doing the LN, the 30s now, the 2030, because it's just, well, really, it's probably 23 up to 47. It's the whole chunk of Era 3, I think they call it now, for British trains, don't they? Because Era 4 is that early BR, but it's still steam dominated. Then Era 5, I think, is where the diesel crossover one comes in. But yes, Era 3, the big 4, and basically anything that's got LNER on it. that's how stringent I'm being. They're trying to mostly fit the same theme where possible. But yes, I thought, when I spoke to our lad, I thought, actually that idea is pretty good. And obviously, the Great Central goes through Rugby over the Trent Valley main line and goes to Leicester, and it goes through Leicestershire. So it's not a far-flung thing to have it connect round through being invited. I'm having them being invited not just by local authorities but also by the North Western to try and keep the Midland out. With the Great Central was financially not great, which is kind of ironic, really. And it wasn't called the Great Central, as far as I'm aware, until they did the London extension, of which is this part, I believe. Anyway, so yeah, so I thought that, you know, there's actually there's a basis for that. Loco wise, I have a B1, I've got a V2, an A4, there's a J72 upstairs as well in the loft, which needs some lettering, that's already right, and I have an 04 which needs some work as well. Of those, the 04 is the only one that's capable of taking a DCZ chip. So for now, I've connected up my trusty Gatemaster Combi, and I've been operating it like that. Now, fortunately, you can get away with running one loco at a time here, but ideally I'd like the whole thing, as I say, to be DCC, and eventually all locos to have sound. Obviously, again, they're not going to be running at the same time. The whistle thing, I don't know if people heard me mention, I find some LNER whistles very, very squeaky. But I've got a theory, which is this is due to the amount of water that sometimes gets into the high-pitched ones. And I heard a recording just of a Digitrains fitting of the Bachmann V2, the new Bachmann V2 as opposed to my one here, which is the old one. And the whistle on that sounded glorious. So it's like, if I can find this whistle that sounds like that, go to someone like YouTube and say, look, can I have that whistle sound please instead of the one it comes with, because that sounds nicer. Work with them a bit, maybe just sort of talk to them, say this is what I'm looking for, is it possible? Not necessarily YouTube. YouTube's just the one I know, they let you be quite customizable on stuff you can do, and that solves that issue, doesn't it? But Great Central whistles are generally nicer anyway than some of the Grey Northern style. They don't seem to have the same issue as such. So yes, I need to order some transfers, I need to order a drawbar and possibly a decoder for this 04. It would let all the other ones off the hook for now. Yes, and then tomorrow into the loft and get down the J72, which is the old main line one, but that pushed out by Bachmann, the B1, the A4, and I'll put these LMS ones away. So that's me waffled on for nearly a quarter of an hour. My apologies, but I have a lot to say. I have just snagged on eBay, couldn't believe it, really cool, and this really plays into the full era thing. 2 Thompsons, the old Hornby Thompsons, the ancient Hornby Thompsons, really basic looking things, but they'll get the railway running, and that's all I'm looking for right now. I can get fancier later. There may be new sides, I can redo those coaches or something at some point, so yeah, that's not an issue. But when you can get a brake coach and a third brake and a normal third for £9 the pair, you get them and don't complain, because that's what I've done. You know, I'm just like, yeah, sod it. That actually, I was talking to Garen, I said this seems like the sort of deal where if I leave it, they're not going to be there in the morning, or by the time I come to get them. So yeah, right. So I'll show you the layout now. Right. So forgive all the detritus. Obviously, I've been doing a lot of playing about. So this was an idea for a 00 colliery Inglenook called FOMO colliery. It's kind of what started some of the Titanic Gauge stuff in my head again, was an industrial page on Facebook, right? So this siding here, we're actually thinking about having a 009 just at the top here, with from G's quarry at Hartshill, unloading directly into the wagons. Thought that'd be kind of cool. There's an industry, cool. So station, that taxi is sort of showing where the station building would be. What's the platform? It's going to need. I'm going to cover more of this in this white foam on this raised thing like this. So you know, it's going to be out here and everything. That'd be far more. So, this is the point I'm not happy with. I'd rather it was one of those, but I'm not sure that, because it takes into account up to here. So there, we see the cap to here is what I need to get into that space. I don't think there's enough room. So yeah, might have to work something out. Might have to make it run around longer or something just to get that in, because it is quite, even if we just look with some wagons here. It's quite a sharp corner, but these will go off to the goods. This will be the goods yard. You see, I've got some steamroller and a traction engine in there, and there's a lorry here as well. Don't ignore the Janus, that's something else entirely. Acting a bit as a buffer stop, to be honest, in a minute. And then also the head shunt up there. But yeah, so there'll be the goods shed and stuff on this side. So a very basic layout, but I have enjoyed playing with it. As I say, if I want to get a couple more sidings in, there'll also be the opportunity to fingernook with this point here, whatever it is, being the basis, and then you've got your 5 road, or you can even form it in the station. But if the fiddle yard's not attached, you can always 5 road it there, and then the 2 3s will be making use of the goods shed and the coal merchant's yard. I'm actually going to imagine this is at an angle, so if we have if you have what was, so this is paper, it should draw. That's it. So you have what was the branch, and here's the siding to the brickworks. And put Anstey Hall there. What I'm imagining is that we have, I'm not saying I'm doing mine straight, but sort of, and then let's put JQ. It's actually G Brickworks, because it's actually G's Brickworks as well, and Anstey Hall. So yeah, so the station sort of sits here, and then HS for the Hartshill station. So that's how I imagine it is, so it's a bit of a spur off there. So we won't necessarily see coal traffic from Anstey Hall as such, apart from maybe some local coal traffic to the coal merchants here. But yes, so that's the general idea at the minute. And there's the 04 awaiting some attention. The coal tank, I did strip the BR markings off, so that's awaiting its LMS transfers, which have already been ordered. The light catching the bit where I rubbed it off there is not actually that vibrant in real life, so it should be right there. I have no, I don't, because I've dropped him. I have a crew for the 04. The farmer's lost his shovel, but it is hiding here somewhere. There it is. So that's repairable. But yeah, put them together and they can go on the 04 footplate once it's ready. But yeah, anyway, that's all for now. So thank you for watching. Take care, stay safe, be well, and I'll see you in another video. Bye. I hope you enjoyed the intro, by the way.